What's up, playa? How you living? I want to share something with you. I just got into Cordoba, Argentina. It's my first time in this country, and I must say it's really, really beautiful. I'm not going to tell the whole story about how I ended up here, but long story short, I booked my ticket on a 24-hour notice, left Colombia, came here with my brother, and it's beautiful. It's my second day here, and the way things have been going, I'm just really understanding the importance of being grounded and settling into where you are in the moment. I've been traveling a lot the last 3 weeks, and it's one of the best things about being a digital nomad is experiencing new things, but I think one of the shadow sides of it is people don't understand how exhausting it is and how much decisions you have to make, logistics, planning, and all that. But I'm not complaining, I'm just expressing. So now that we're settled in, some things I'm going to share with you today. I'm excited to share with you. And it's something I've been personally going through the last couple months now. And I recently set an intention to start living with an open heart. Now, that might mean different things to different people, so I'll share with you what that means to me. I feel like so many people are feeling disconnected from the world, men especially. I think women naturally, it's a little bit more naturally, intuitively, they want to lead with their heart, but I feel like men, there's a lot of confusion around this topic. I know that's how it was for me. And if you had asked me a few years ago, especially as a teenager, about living with an open heart, I'd say that's a bunch of different words that I won't say on this YouTube video. But yeah, I'd say that's weak, that's stupid, that's lame, all these things, that's girly, all that stuff. But I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree, and that's the importance of being willing and being open to changing your mind. There's so many people. I haven't talked with them in years, but from what I see, that I knew in previous stages of life, that they're still living the same way and that the same mindset and the same patterns, and they're stuck in this loop, and I just don't even feel like that's living if you're not willing to evolve. So being open and willing to change your mind when presented with new experiences and lessons, really, really underrated. Now, living with an open heart. I think most people are scared. I know that was the case for me, but they're scared to live with an open heart. And I think if you've read the book, The Way of the Superior Man, that's the Bible for men on modern day, I don't want to say traditional masculinity, it's divine masculinity. It talks a lot about being present in the moment and giving yourself and sharing yourself and prioritizing mission above all else and purpose. And living with an open heart is one degree of living out your purpose. And the reason I think a lot of people are afraid to do this is it's vulnerable. You're putting your heart on the line. And I recently went to this retreat in Colombia, and it's a bunch of guys I consider brothers. We do a lot of crazy stuff together, personal development-wise. And this was our first time meeting in person after going through some crazy things together online through a program. And this was a powerful, powerful, eye-opening and heart-opening retreat. And the reason I think most people are scared to do this is the fear of being rejected. And what I mean by that is if people lead with their heart and they open their heart to people, you're really opening yourself up to what might be perceived as rejection. And nobody wants to get rejected. It's one of the worst feelings ever. You go up to a cute girl and they don't give you the time of the day, they give you that particular look, it hurts. And people are more inclined to run from pain than they are towards pleasure. And what I've experienced over the last couple months of leading with an open heart is transformative. It's an entirely new way of being. I feel more connected to me, and I feel more connected to the world and those who I care about. And that comes from being willing to get rejected and being willing to get hurt and all that. So leading an open heart as a man is really stepping into and embodying your divine masculine nature. And so what that looks like is being present in whatever you're doing, is being fully immersed in it. I can't tell you how many years I've spent in my head, and I still fall into this pattern of getting anxious. I'm not breathing deeply. I'm presented with multiple different decisions I need to make, and that can take a toll. And at the end of the day, just really getting centered to yourself. So one of the things that I do to get connected to myself is meditate every morning for 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer. And taking that time to be connected with me, you're just in it. You're really just stuck there with your thoughts. You see the monkey mind, it's going all around. But you really get connected to your body. You get connected with your heart, your different organs. It's crazy. So, living with an open heart as a man, let's cover some of the benefits. You get a deeper, more enriching quality and experience of life. And what I've noticed with this lately is, especially with women in dating, is being present. And I'm so excited to go through life with this kind of like newfound knowledge that I feel like a lot of guys just aren't present to, and they're not aware of it. It's not, you're not taught these things. But the benefit of being in your masculine nature, and it gives freedom for the woman to be in her feminine nature. And I don't know about you, but I'm seeing more and more every day on the social media, on the news. There's all this polarity, there's bickering between male, female, right, left, there's so much division and polarity, and which isn't a bad thing. That's human nature, and it's probably not going to ever go away. But it's really underrated feeling, and it's a new way of being. Like over the last few years, I've been leaning into this more, but recent months especially, is when you're caught up in your masculine and they're in their feminine, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And a lot of the things I'm reading up on and learning about and experiencing for myself is being able to put your woman in her feminine nature is really rewarding. And I think so many women are forced to be in their masculine in today's day and age. It's just the times we're in. They're working a lot more. Women are typically, they're especially in the West, they're becoming and have this desire to be more independent, to not need a man and all this stuff. And what the sad part about that is it goes against our human nature. And I don't want to put all women in a box and say that they all don't have femininity or they all desire this. I think that at the root, most women, if not all, have a unconscious, natural desire to be in their feminine energy and their femininity. But due to societal constructs and due to literally everything else, all the propaganda and everything, and different agendas, they're being spoon-fed a different ideology. And in that ideology, it goes against their human nature to be more independent, all these things. And what I want to share with this is how enriching it is to see them, especially if they are traditionally more independent, all these things, if you give them the space to be able to express their femininity. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's like a blossoming flower. So what are some of the other benefits? You get to experience this, and it's hard to put into words what it feels like, but it's very, very empowering, and it's very rewarding and fulfilling. Just being able to be that guy that can put a girl in her feminine energy, it's a beautiful thing. In regards to living in with an open heart, that ties in hand with dating. but it also ties hand in hand with life. You know, when you get really connected to yourself and your masculine nature and this desire to really build something for yourself, you know, maybe up your levels of ambition, or and not for the external gain, but for the sole intention to express yourself, it's really also rewarding. And I feel like one thing we're lacking as guys right now so strongly is a vision and purpose and meaning. A lot of us, we're caught up working jobs we don't like to pay for things that a lot of the time we don't need, or we need to just survive. Anything extra goes towards this persona of, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, buying things to impress people we don't like or care about. And it's a perpetual loop. Credit card debt is on the rise. It's crippling. It's actually really, really sad. In my business, I talk with homeowners and people every day, and their credit scores are stuffed. They're in insurmountable credit card debt. And it's extremely hard if you don't have ways to increase your income to pay off that interest, to break free from that. It's incredibly hard. Since I won't say impossible, because nothing's impossible really, but it's very unlikely unless they come up with some master plan, which most people don't have the ambition or desire or not know how to like get themselves the help they need to get out of the situations. Yeah, really tough. So it's sad to see. And then if you are so caught up on, you know, paying rent for the month, and so caught up in groceries and expenses and car payments and all these things, that you don't actually have time to sit with yourself and say, what the hell am I actually here for? You know, like, why am I here? Why? Like, I was given this life for some reason, maybe not, but I don't even have time to think about what I can evolve myself into. And so, back to the divine masculine, there's certain things that sometimes we just need to do what we gotta do to get connected, to get ahead, to really create the space we need to get clear on a purpose or a desire. And that's where I am starting to learn and uncover my purpose. I feel like I'm really here to start sharing with you all the things that I've been learning to get to a place where I feel like I can make a serious contribution. And I want to impact a lot of people's lives. And it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, it's going to take energy. But anything worthwhile typically does. And I want to do this from an aligned place. I want to do this from a place of love. I want to do this from a place of fun, adventure, excitement, leadership. And I want to make this the coolest mission. And really just all I want, you know, if I had all the, you know, the question, and I'll ask this to you, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? Money is a lot of people's existence, you know? Right now, I'm in Argentina. I had lunch yesterday for $6. I had like a 3-course breakfast, like lunch, omelet. I had a matcha tea, all these things. And my Uber for like 50 minutes away was $1.50. And it's so crazy. Like the income here, I just had a conversation with some friends and went out with some locals last night. The average income here is like $300 a month. I think that actually might be a little bit high, like US dollars. And even if it's a little bit more or less than that, that's the reality for most people. And yet when I'm walking by, I'm seeing people's faces, like the way that they're lit up is literally more exuberant than anywhere, any US city or Canada city that I've been to. As a collective, the people are very friendly. They want to get to know you. They value time and relationships and community more than, you know, material possession, all this stuff that we chase in the West, and we're spoon-fed that this is the answer to life. But if it was the answer of life, why is the US and Canada's rates of depression, you know, antidepressants, anxiety pills, why is it so freaking high, you know? So that's not it. that's not it. There's a deeper mission, there's a deeper purpose to all this. And I'm not saying the Argentinians have it all figured out, but they have at least one thing figured out, and that's something that they value and they hold that closely, which I admire. So, with that being said, part of my mission is to emulate, learn from myself, and exude and inspire others to get, especially men, get connected to that divine masculine, because it's a very rewarding and I think really noble pursuit. Because when you are in your divine masculine, not only have you met the lower hierarchy of needs, if we go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you can start working on the self-actualization, and that's the stage of life that I feel like I'm in, is I just want to start self-expressing, and I want to start inspiring people to live powerfully and to get what they want and to be able to share themselves in the most brilliant way with others. And I want to thank you, viewer, for taking a look at this and being willing to explore what it would look like for you to get connected to your most primal, powerful, divine self. And yeah, I'm looking forward to going on this journey alongside with you. So, that being said, we'll wrap up there. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.